News, rumors and opinions Sunday, April 13, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Note: all intel should be considered as rumors until we receive official announcements. And rates and dates could change anytime until we get to the bank's redemption centers. RV excerpts from the Restored Republic via GCR. Update as of Sunday, the 13th of April 2025. Compiled Sunday, the 13th of April 2025, 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by Judy Byington. Possible timing of global currency reset in Restored Republic. Mr. Poole on Telegram. On Thursday, the 27th of March 2025, the Federal Reserve was allegedly seized by the military when their cyber teams took full control of Fed servers, exposing quantum cloaking code used to cover massive currency creation during every crisis. No more printing of the fiat dollar. This wasn't stimulus. It was digital slavery. On Friday, the 11th of April 2025, a silent Tier 1 operation began to, allegedly, force a global currency revaluation. It was based on the Federal Reserve's plan to print $9.5 trillion in fiat dollars to buy out global gold. But when they do, the dollar will hit zero and gold will, allegedly, shoot to infinity. A financial initiation of $500 trillion in frozen or hidden assets and tariffs will already be, allegedly, moving through the global financial system and will be introduced back into circulation under cover of humanitarian projects. The entire operation will not be known as a reset, but be labeled as liquidity flow alignment, sovereign debt stabilization, or post-pandemic optimization. J.F. Kennedy Jr. and Julian Assange on Telegram. Easter Sunday, the 20th of April 2025. Bruce. Upper-level paymasters with Wells Fargo and ahead over several redemption centers said Tier 4B, is the Internet Group, could get notified to set exchange redemption appointments soon, with start of exchanges well underway before Easter Sunday, the 20th of April. Doge payments will, allegedly, be made directly to your bank account, which should happen before Easter Sunday, the 20th of April. Global currency reset. Saturday, the 12th of April 2025, the US just, allegedly, triggered the global currency reset, GCR, and the revaluation, RV, shattering the corrupt system that's enslaved the world for decades. J.F. Kennedy Jr. and Julian Assange on Telegram. Friday, the 11th of April 2025, a classified Tier 1 operation quietly began. A financial initiation of $500 trillion is now moving through the global system through perfectly timed veils of tariffs. Trump's trade war was about taking down the rigged currency game. The U.S. Trade Representative is now, allegedly, enforcing currency revaluations as part of new deals. No more manipulation. No more fake valuations. No more China cheating the dollar. The Federal Reserve plans to print $9.5 trillion to buy out global gold. But the moment they move, the dollar hits zero. Gold will shoot to infinity. Inside the Tier 1 blueprint for a silent $500 trillion reset as global financial realignment is already in motion. Over $500 trillion in frozen or hidden assets is now being introduced back into circulation under humanitarian cover. This structure prevents manipulation, bypasses corruption, and protects the mission. 80% of the funds directed toward humanitarian infrastructure, 1% for logistical discretion, and 19% anchored in U.S. Treasury bonds to stabilize the sovereign narrative and avoid inflationary shocks. Tariffs provide the smokescreen. Governments declare economic wins as hidden financial pathways quietly funnel resources through redemption frameworks unknown to the public. This operation will never be called a reset. It will be labeled as liquidity flow alignment, sovereign debt stabilization, or post-pandemic optimization. But make no mistake, this is a reverse-engineered correction of economic plunder. The theft of wealth, time, and global potential is being quietly reversed, without ever admitting the theft occurred. Saturday, the 12th of April 2025, Global Trade Reset ignites. The GCR RV is live. John F. Kennedy Jr. on Telegram. The storm has arrived, and the reset we've been warning about is no longer a theory, it's underway. The US just triggered the global currency reset, GCR, and the revaluation, RV, shattering the corrupt system that's enslaved the world for decades. Trump's trade war was never about tariffs. It was about taking down the rigged currency game. The U.S. Trade Representative is now enforcing currency revaluations. As part of new deals. No more manipulation. No more fake evaluations. No more China cheating the dollar. And here's the signal that set the elites on fire. Gold just broke $3,200. The dollar. Bleeding. Nations? Scrambling. Global commerce is being rebuilt from the ground up, and we are the architects. This is the economic 9 to 11 of the deep state. Behind the scenes, China is pushing the digital yuan, rolling it out in key cities like Shenzhen and Beijing's shadow metropolis. Why? Because they know what's coming. They see the collapse. They're racing for survival, but they're too late. And then comes the nuclear option. The Federal Reserve plans to print $9.5 trillion to buy out global gold. They want it all, but the moment they move, the dollar hits zero. Gold will shoot to infinity. This is economic warfare, and it ends with the death of fiat. This isn't a drill. This is the reset. We told you it was coming. Now it's here. The world will never be the same. MNT GOAT to summarize the status of the RV. If we follow the news and progress in Iraq, there is going to come to a point in time when they begin talking more and more about three topics in their news. The project to delete the zeros, the digital dinar and the WTO accession. I am told that when these three issues come up in the news in a short span apart and discussed in detail, we can expect something big to occur, and my CBI contact informed me she was already told to prepare going back to the committee for the currency change out to the newer lower denominations. So we know this period of time is closer than we think with the convergence of these three topics in the news. Frank 26, Iraq Boots on the Ground Report. Frank. Hey Sammy, I have a question for you. The fact they are coming out with a digital currency to me tells me there is a new exchange rate. Because 1310 does not even make sense when you try to calculate it digitally. Firefly. Sammy says for you to consider that if they go digitally it will be related to a fixed rate, so it doesn't have to be raised. But who would do this on a program rate? No one would. No one has. Going digital will definitely be good for our security and stability. 100% certainty. Gold's minimum value is $12,962 when this happens. Rick Rule. Financial Wisdom. The 12th of April 2025. In his latest interview, Rick Rule explains why gold is poised for significant growth as a hedge against the declining purchasing power of the US dollar, noting that gold's current market share of only 0.5% of US investment assets could grow to at least 2%, the 4-decade mean, or higher. Rule predicts a 5-year boom in gold and silver, suggesting that the price of gold could reach $10,000. As government debt continues to increase by $4 trillion annually with little chance of meaningful spending cuts. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.